It's another episode of The Greg Larson Show. If you like The Greg Larson Show, go on to my Patreon, Greg Larson at Patreon, and subscribe to my Patreon and support the show. Help me make the show. Help me make funny comedies for you. You get the episodes without ads, and you also get little bonus bits sometimes. There's an episode where I interviewed the real Rachel Reagan. That's just for Patreons. Get on there, Greg Larson on Patreon, please.
The Greg Larson Show. The big unit is ready to go. The Greg Larson Show. Muck around on the marzipan. A fresh custard in his hand. The greatest podcast in all the land. Greg Larson Show. Yeah. What we need, another
podcast show. Greg. Welcome back to the Greg Larson Show. We're back, baby. This week, I wanted to sort of do a follow-up because I guess a follow-up. Like the last episode was my 2025 shit list, all the things that needed to get gone in 2025. And I've received a lot of messages of support, a lot of encouragement of people saying that I should be the dictator, the new dictator Dan. I should be the new dictator. I want to. This is an episode where I am basically pleading with you, the listening public. I was going to say the viewing public, the listening public, to make me a dictator. I reckon I would do a good job. I've talked about this before. I'm against dictators. I think it's wrong, except if it's me, because I promise, like this is the thing, I promise I would give power back once I made a few changes. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. This is the plan I want to do. There's going to be a federal election in Australia coming up this year. And I want everyone to write on their ballots, cross out everyone else. This is a legal ballot, by the way. It's not. It's don't do what I'm going to say, please. This is me being serious for a second, but also being serious for a second. Do what I say. Cross out all the names on the ballot and write Greg be dictator now. Daddy Greg, Daddy Geggy. Be dictator now. Write that on the form, and then everyone will go, oh yeah, like the people counting the votes will go, well, the people have spoken, and they'll make me dictator. Now this is what my pledge to you. If you make me dictator, absolute power. I will be in power for 1 year, in which I will change the constitution and make it so that it can never, like all the laws that I enshrine will be enshrined forever for the rest of time. But then it goes back to democracy, and then you can elect whoever as long as they operate within the framework that I have laid out. So without further ado, I want to get into it. This is the Daddy, Let Me Be Your Daddy episode. Please let me be your dictator daddy.
Hello,
Daddy.
Oh, Daddy.
Daddy.
Hello, Daddy.
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 Hello, Daddy.
Daddy.
Hello, Daddy.
Daddy.
Hello, Daddy.
Daddy, daddy, daddy,
Hello,
daddy.
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 Oh, Daddy.
Daddy. Hello.
Oh, Daddy.
Daddy. Hello.
Beautiful stuff there. So the first rule I would bring in, the first law I would bring in on my day one as dictator daddy, I would get the CEOs and the board members and all the major shareholders of Coles and Woolworths. I would get them all, and I would pop them open like big grapes. And specifically to do that, I would commission the construction of a giant mechanical thumb and forefinger. It would be about, I don't know, I reckon like as high as the Burj Khalifa. in Dubai, the tallest building on earth, like this giant mechanical thumb and forefinger job creation as well. That's going to be a huge infrastructure project, one of the biggest in Australian history. And then they would sort of get lined up and the hand would go and then go down and pick them up and then take them to the height of the Burj Khalifa and then pop them and maybe we'd play the final countdown. While we got ready to pop them. So yeah, that's number one on the list. Number two in my rules in my new Dictator Daddy situation, pokies. Let's talk about the pokies. The pokies can exist, but the thing I would do with the pokies, and this is the law I would make, is that there's no more bells and whistles. Right, because that's the way they get you. That's the way they get you. These pokies, they trick you, right? Because you'll see it's like on The Simpsons where they go 1 Liberty Bell, 2 Liberty Bells. Oh no, it's a cherry. You know, it's and it makes you think, oh shit, I was just 1 Liberty Bell away from winning the prize, but you weren't. That was just a losing ticket. Like when you push the button and you see one little, Egyptian sphinx, and then another Egyptian sphinx, and then it's like, oh no, now you've got a pyramid. You think, oh, I was close, but you weren't close. It was just a loss because they trick you with the bells and whistles. Like the machine knows the second you push that button, the machine knows whether you've won or lost. So they have to take away all those bells and whistles, take away every single little trick and everything they have, and simply just it's just you push a button. It's a black screen with white writing on it. That's all it is. You're not allowed music. You're not allowed anything. And you push the button and then it says you lose. It just goes, you lose. And then a picture comes up of the CEO who owns the pokey machine or whoever owns that specific pokey machine. And then it has his like name and address and all that kind of stuff. And he says, I'm rich as fuck. And you're a fucking dead shit loser and I'm robbing you. And what are you going to do about it? And then like, yeah, his address and phone number has to come up. And if you don't like it, then don't have a pokey machine. Okay. So that's my pokies law. My next law that I want to bring in. And I think this is good. Like I want to talk about industrial relations and workplace laws, right? Because a lot of people, there needs to be a major overhaul in our workplace laws in this country. And, and I hope a lot of countries will follow suit, obviously with these ideas. But I've thought of a law that I will call a test that every workplace must undergo. And it's called the 2 kilograms of boiled chat potato test. Let me sort of explain that because I've had a number of jobs in my life. I've had a number of jobs. I've, been a picker packer. I've been in call centers. I've done a little bit of admin, done a little bit of this and that and retail and checkouts and all the rest of it. And actually have quite a few call center stuff, like call center jobs and like sort of office jobs. And I would say that with all the jobs that I've done in my life, I reckon maybe 90% of them, if I just didn't do them, if they just didn't have anyone do them, there would be no noticeable difference, right? Like if you had replaced me in that position with just a 2 kilogram bowl of boiled chat potatoes, like there would be no noticeable effect. Right, the business would keep on trucking, society would keep on trucking. There would be no real discernible, measurable difference in output or productivity or anything like that, right? And that's not saying like me specifically that I didn't do my job. There's some jobs that I didn't do. Like I once had a paper out and I just didn't do it, and I just kept making the money and just not delivering the papers. But like what this is what the test is, right? Every company at their expense, every company in Australia has to allocate a week to every single employee in that company, where that employee gets a paid week off and they put a 2 kilogram bowl of boiled chat potatoes at their desk or seat or whatever. And if that company doesn't really notice any kind of difference, if there's no difference in terms of, or like there's no, economic, societal, monetary profit, whatever, if there's no difference, then that employee is then entitled to compensation for being given a bullshit, pointless, busy work job. So that employee is entitled to $1 million from that company, and the CEO of that company is forced by law to eat one shit. It doesn't. I've left that a bit vague. Like I say, eat one shit. I don't know if different states or territories would say like a cup of diarrhea, like drinking a cup of diarrhea counts as one shit, or if drinking and eating is the same thing. And they'll probably, people can contest that in the Supreme Court, and they can make a ruling about that. I don't need to go into the specifics. It's just one shit, whether that's a cup of diarrhea or a single solid shit. That's up to the Supreme Court justices to sort of figure out. So that's sort of that plan. If you dob someone in for stealing from Coles and Woolies, that should be a crime. It should be a crime to dob someone in or anything like that for stealing from Coles and Woolies. And if you commit that crime, your punishment is you have to get the words "I'm a rat cunt" tattooed on your forehead. That's a little simple rule. Another little rule is you have to go. Okay, so yeah, all right. This one I don't know how to implement, but I feel more strongly about this one than any other rule that I've ever said in my life. When you go to the parking lot, when you drive into a parking lot, you have to drive to the back of it first. That you can't. People, these fucking idiots, they sit there and they're like, oh, I need to get a park directly at the entrance of the parking lot, and they'll be fucking reversing their cars into, and also no more reversing into a parking lot in a shopping center or something. You have to go head first in and then reverse out. Fucking stop making me wait. But then also, fuck off. Like you don't go to the back. If you go to the top level of the parking lot or the bottom level, depending on whether the parking lot is an underground or an above ground parking lot, you will find oceans of space. You go to the back of the parking lot, walk 10 meters, you fucking douchebag. Like, what are you doing? They should make the entrance to the parking lot at the back of the parking lot. So that way, but that's where I don't, like, scientists can't figure this out. But I would make it illegal for anyone to do any science until scientists can figure out how to make the back of the parking lot entrance still the back. Because if you make it the entrance now, technically that's the front of the parking lot, and everyone's going to try and park there. And then there'll be a big stop holding everyone up, trying to get a park at the front of the parking lot. Just go to the back where there's heaps of space, you dog cunt. Another thing I would do if I was dictator daddy, law 2, law 3, whatever we're up to, I would make, well, why don't we have a big city in the desert? And not like we have towns and stuff in the desert. We got Alice Springs, I guess that's a city, but like a fuck off big city with nightclubs and what's it called? In Final Fantasy VII, the video game Final Fantasy VII, what's that place called? Golden something. Fuck, what's it called? I can't. Okay, shut up. Fuck up. I need to look it up. Golden Palace. I feel like it's Golden Palace. Golden. Shut up. Golden Palace. Final Fantasy VII. I typed FF7, not Golden Saucer. Golden Saucer. Final Fantasy VII. I'm going to look up an image from that. Like, that looks like, it's basically Vegas. Let's make a Vegas. But also I hate gambling and pokies. So it's more dog fights in the bit. You can't have dog fights in there. This is what happens when I riff. I can't riff. You make a city in the desert, make it cool, but not dog fights. Don't do dog fights. But I don't know. My headphones came out. Hang on. Yeah. No, stop it. This one. Okay, let's get back to basics here. Daddy dictator daddy. This is a law that I think will help our society. No more sand at the beach. Get the sand out of the beach. What are we doing with this sand? It's 2025. Are we really fucking around with sand? Are we really fucking around with sand these days? You're getting all these gritty sand, all this sand, and you have a little drink from your drink bottle. There's sand everywhere. There's sand. It's in my mouth. This was in the drink bottle. These sandwiches have sand in them. No, it says sand, a sandwich, but it shouldn't have sand in it. There's sand in your sandwich. They should make it like, I was at like an outdoor gym, those council outdoor gyms, and they had like a springy rubber ground. I don't know what that is. Like, it's like ground. It's not a rubber mat. It's like the ground is springy rubber. That should be at the beach. It's 2025. Can we stop with this? Also, another. This is I've written on the card like in brackets because there's a secondary beach law. You tack this on to the legislation. Ban the English from the beach. Yeah, well, English. Listen up, English. You aren't built for this. You aren't built for this world. Right? Like I can't go to another beach and just look at your red, greasy, peeling bald head. You got these peeling red heads. They're just these red heads just peeling with skin, and you're so red. You're like beet red, just oozing sweat and peeling. It's just this bleached blonde hair. If you have hair, it's like just so blonde that it blinds you. And then if you don't have hair, it's just bald, peeling red heads. I can't be around it. I can't look at it. Ban all food pictures from Instagram and allow nudity. This is for two reasons. One, restaurants are suffering because they're making food that is Instagrammable when the food should just be good. So many restaurants, so many places there's this trend of having burgers that have way too much sauce and cheese on them because they look cool, and then you eat them and you're like, ugh, that's too saucy. It's too saucy. There's too much sauce on this burger. And the cheese is melting. All restaurants should have to serve food in a feed bag. That would be my law. Like, it's a feed bag that you strap around your head, like horses have. Because that way it's just like, yeah, like, is the food good? Yes, no. Like, who cares about the gram? Just feed bag situation. And nudity, the only reason I say nudity should be allowed on Instagram is because I want to start uploading pornos.
Oh, come on.
Ban tennis. I don't know if you've seen this tennis. We got to ban it. What is that one? Oh yeah, this is. Every time I play this sound, I always go, "What is that sound?" It's the little guy complaining about someone playing a trumpet in New York.
I'm not going anywhere, shithead. Get the fuck out of my neighborhood. Get out! You know, stop.
Okay, here's the thing about tennis, right? I know there's probably a lot of tennis fans listening to this. I'm shocked. I'm honestly shocked, at how many people I know and how many people like tennis. And this is why, like, I don't have anything against the specifics of it, like hitting a ball from one side to another. I mean, all sports are kicking a ball, hitting a ball, whatever. That's cool. I like some sports. I don't like other sports. It's like, I don't have any problem in theory with the actual sport of tennis and the properties of the game itself. But here is the problem, right? It's a slippery slope. Tennis is a slippery slope, right? The Australian Open's on right now, and if you're watching the Australian Open, you're enjoying tennis. That's how it starts, right? That's how it starts. You just like, oh, I enjoy a bit of tennis. Like, I enjoy watching the match. I would like, oh, Ash Barty's playing, or Serena Williams is playing. Those are the two tennis names I know. But like, yeah, that's all fine and good. That's all good. It's fine and good to watch a bit of tennis at first, isn't it? It's just it's fine. It's just like the first time you snort a little bit of heroin. It's like, yeah, you're not injecting it. It's just having a bit of a bump of heroin, and you feel good. And then you're like, oh, I don't feel bad at all. And I'm not addicted. And you think nothing could go wrong here. But that's the thing. First, you're just enjoying a little bit of tennis. You're watching it on TV. And then one day your friend's like, wow, you should come to a tennis game. We should go to the Australian Open. We should go watch. And you're like, oh, okay. And you'll go out to the Australian Open, and you'll buy some strawberries and cream, and you'll I don't know if people eat strawberries and cream at the tennis. I feel like that's a thing that a meme I've seen somewhere. But you'll be out there, and you'll have like a sort of a tennis shirt on, and you'll spend it'll be a fair bit of money, but you're like, oh, it's worth it. It's worth it. And go to the tennis, and then the next thing you know, you're going to the tennis every bloody year. You're going, oh, we make a pilgrimage every year. We go to the Australian Open, and you're ringing up Ticketmaster. You're ringing up the ticketing companies. You're going in to physical locations to purchase your tickets instead of purchasing them online, because you want to talk to someone in person to inquire about how much direct sunlight your specific seat gets throughout the day. And you'll be like, as a percentage of the day, how much sun would you say is in the seat? Then the next thing you know, you're asking about viewing angles, and you're asking about the actual materials the seats are made out of, and you're going, oh, I wonder where it is, and you're looking at VIP packages, and then suddenly you're at the tennis. You're wearing tan chinos. You find yourself you're wearing tan chinos. Now you look down at your hand. One night you're sitting at home wearing your tan chinos and a polo shirt tucked into the chinos, and you're holding a Crown Lager. How did this happen? You're holding a Crown Lager. You look up at the TV. You're watching Channel 9 News. You're watching the evening news on commercial TV. You're watching the Channel 9 News, drinking a Crown Lager and wearing tan chinos, and you see a report come on about interest rates, and you go, oh, this is something I want to look at because of my investment property, and you find yourself saying out loud, I think Peter Dutton is actually going to be really good for us if we vote for him this year. I'm voting. I think I'm going to vote for Peter Dutton, and then it's, less than 6 months later, you're a pedophile who says we need to kill anyone who's non-white. That's a fact. That's the pipeline. That's the pipeline that you go down when you watch tennis, and we need to get rid of it. It just needs to be gone.
It's the Greg Larson Show. Watch it now. It's the Greg Larson Show.
One taste of the ice cream. You get one try, you get one sample, and that's it. And when your gelatos, your ice cream, oh, can I try the peach cherry? No, you get one. You get one taste and then fuck off. One taste and then fuck off. And conversely, I should get tastes of salamis in delis. Why can I go up to an ice cream place and waste everyone's time by trying 6 different flavors that we already know, like strawberry, chocolate, whatever, but I can't go up to a deli and go, can I try this salami? Can I try that, copper, what is it called? The copper something, hot copper. Give me tastes of salami. I want tastes of salami. Next rule, next law, constitution, daddy dictator, Ingham chickens. I had a hair in my mouth. Ingham chickens have to tell you on the packet This is a very niche law. Ingham have to tell you by law if it's the good kind of tenders or the bad kind of tenders. Tender enjoyers will know what I'm talking about. If Ingham tenders, sometimes you get just the shitty tenders and sometimes they're the good tenders. They have a different coating, they have a different size, but it's the same brand. It's the same tender. It's the same everything. It's not like there's one premium tender, then there's one shit tender. There is a premium tender and there's a shit tender, and it's a gamble. They have, I don't know when this happened. I don't know if the shit tenders are the new tenders or the good tenders are the new tenders, but there's a good, moist, smaller tender that is better than the big, drier, yellower tender that is worse. Does anyone know what I'm talking about here? No one's talking about this shit. No one's talking about this shit. And they wonder why people aren't engaged with the fucking traditional media anymore. They wonder why people aren't engaged with fucking mainstream politics, because no one's talking about the fucking tenders. It's just fucked. This is fucked. We have to cut to an ad break. Whether you're starting a small business or looking for an everyday personal savings account, Commonwealth Bank has a range of great low-fee accounts to suit your lifestyle. And none of our corporate team have been charged with the possession of child pornography. Maybe you're saving up for a house or just looking to put away a little extra for a family holiday or even a girl's trip to Bali. Commonwealth Bank can help you, and our CEO or our board aren't pedophiles. If you want a bank with flexible home loan options and one in which we won't molest children, then Commonwealth Bank is the right choice for you. As far as we are aware, none of our staff or corporate team are pedophiles, so you don't even have to think of Commonwealth Bank and pedophile in the same sentence. It's almost impossible that walking into a Commonwealth Bank would immediately make you think of pedophilia, because Commonwealth Bank is not a company that is actively involved with, encourages, or supports pedophilia in any way. So whether it's setting up a savings goal, getting a business loan, putting away a term deposit, or just going into a bank where, at least at the time of recording this ad, we are unaware of anyone in senior management engaged or being a pedophile or accessing pedophile materials online, your one-stop shop is Commonwealth Bank. Commonwealth Bank, not actively involved in any kind of pedophilia that we know of. Thank you very much to our sponsors at Commonwealth Bank. The next law that I would create if I was Daddy Dictator is I would make it so that every single big building, skyscraper or whatever, by law, had to be constructed with a water slide going from the absolute top to the bottom. Like a sick water slide. Like a fucking sick water slide. Like I'm talking like a fucking sick ass water slide. It is. And this is the biggest problem. One of the biggest problems we have with the planning of urban environments in this country is that it's, there's no regulatory oversight realistically, right? Like we have planning laws and, laws and all this kind of stuff, but like no one's, you see cities with this mishmash of streets that no one thought of, like, does this make sense? You see like poorly implemented public transport. You see like these like suburban hellscapes with just like those houses with the black roofs and the maze of streets where it's just one single access road. It is a big problem that you don't have it essentially. And this is, and I believe this firmly. You do need, when it comes to planning a town or a city, you do need a total dictator in charge who will listen not to, the people in marketing or whatever, but to the actual experts. to people like town planners, to people like economists and urban sociologists. And those people all agree that we dangerously underutilize our water slide spaces. Like we haven't activated those spaces correctly. In terms of the water slide per capita ratio, right? And so like we have these terribly planned cities where you have essentially just like a water park run by some private company where all the water slides are together, but then you have to pay a fee to get in there. There's like unequal access to the water slides. Then you have to line up for and you can be lining up for an hour for a water slide, which, really doesn't make a lot of sense in this like hectic workaday world. It's like that's an old way of doing things where we don't have time to be lining up for an hour for a water slide when we have, jobs to go to, childcare, or, all the rest of it. We need to have water slides integrated into all our major cities. So at every single building, there is a sick, and I'm talking like a fucking sick water slide. I'm talking double tubes. I'm talking toboggans straight down. I'm talking like shotguns. Like I don't know if any Queensland listeners will remember Amazon's Adventureland, which is a water park in Queensland, which I remember the whole theme song. Down at the Jungle Weather Water Pools, it's a summertime fun time place to go. Giant Anaconda water slide, take the plunge, super tube ride. Amazon's Adventureland, more fun than a bunch of monkeys. Jungle juice and jungle food, free entertainment for you. Jungle fever to drive you mad in this water wonderland. Amazon's Adventureland, more fun than a bunch of monkeys. Like that's the problem. Like there's no water slide. Like you can integrate water slides into our existing city CBD infrastructure, and we can all have a fun slide. I mean a sick water slide. This is my most controversial idea. I said this on stage once, and people tried to hurt me afterwards. People booed and screamed and jeered at me. I need to say that people fucking hate this idea. And this is why you need a daddy dictator. This is why you need a dictator daddy just for a year. So these things that are unsavory can be implemented, because this is political. Anyone who come up with this it's political suicide. It isn't. On paper, it sounds terrible, but trust me, go with me on this one. I want to make a law so that we breed a species of pig called soup pigs. Soup as in the food soup. S-O-U-P, soup. Slurp it up. Soup pigs. A species of pig called soup pigs. These would be small, little tiny pigs, like as big as a cherry tomato. These soup pigs, they would be a full pig. They would be a full little piggy, the size of a cherry tomato. And again, I need to stress how much people hate this idea, and I'm aware of that. And they would be like little bite-sized round pigs, and you can put them in soups. So like it's like a sort of like an umami, burst of umami when you go, oh, there's a... and you pop open your little soup pig, and it's like it pops like one of those popping pearls in a bubble tea, like when you get like a raspberry pearl in a bubble tea, like that, but in a spicy tomato soup with a little soup pig. And it pops open. And yeah, people hate this idea. People tell me that I should stop saying it. My partner pleaded with me not to include this in the podcast. She said, you'll turn people against you. And that's the problem. A dictator has to be willing to make these kinds of calls and make these kind of sacrifices to popularity, because it's unsettling, but it's necessary for a beautiful soup. And just a popping pearl of a little soup pig. And you can ban all other forms of meat. I'll allow that as long as we have soup pigs. You can get rid of all meat, other meats.
Daddy.
Oh, Daddy.
Daddy.
Hello, Daddy.
No more right turns. That's it. No more right turns. If you're turning on a busy road, and even if it's not busy, it's simpler because who gets to decide who is busy or not busy? No more turning across traffic. And if you're in one of those fucked up countries that drives on the right-hand side of the road instead of the left-hand side of the road, which makes no sense, then it would be no more left turns in your countries. But this is Australia, so no more right turns. No more turning across traffic. No more turning across traffic. And if you're saying to me, well, then how do I get to the destination I need to get to? First of all, you don't. Where are you going? Where are you going that you need to get to? Nobody's going anywhere. 90% of people are just aimlessly driving around. Nobody's going anywhere. And even if you are going somewhere, just don't go there. It's what are you going to do? You're going to go to a place and there'll be a guy called Kevin and you'll go, hey, Kevin. And Kevin will go, hey. And then you fucking talk to Kevin and who cares? And you could have just been home. What are you going anywhere for? People stop going places. But if you have to go somewhere, no right turns to get there. Stop holding up traffic for people like me who actually have to get somewhere, who actually have to go somewhere, who have to go to fucking, and like stop holding up the traffic for us. For the real people, right? For these NPCs holding up traffic I was going to say normies, not normies. You're the normies turning right. Stop turning right into traffic. If you can't get there by turning right, just don't go. But you can. You can always get there. From now on, everywhere you go is in a spiral. You need to turn right, well, just turn left, then turn left, then turn left, and then you sort of go and then loop back around. Cool loops. Everyone drives in spirals and loops. That's fun. That's exciting. And then there's no more right turns. No more right turns. Stop holding everyone up. Fuck off.
I died on 9/11.
Oh, that you're trying to be.
Do not invoke 9/11 for political purposes.
Oh, I'm not.
Everyone has to watch me do a flip into the pool. That's a dictator daddy rule. Everyone has to watch me do a flip in the pool. And what that rule means is basically at any given point, if I'm at a pool, you got to watch me do a flip in the pool. If you're not there at the pool, well, then there has to be a camera crew follow me around and the nation has to stop and watch me do a cool flip in the pool. That's it. Okay, this one, this one's a simple one. Monorails. Need more monorails. Monorails are fucking cool. And I would go so far as to say, I think there is nothing on earth like a genuine, bona fide, electrified 6-car monorail. There, I said it.
Police are still searching for the man who shot and killed the CEO of United Healthcare Wednesday morning in the middle of Manhattan.
Okay, so as I said, like if you make me dictator, this is what I will do. I will give power back to the people after a year, and you'll be able to elect democratically. But all these laws I've implemented can't be changed. Otherwise, I come back really big and red, and I hover above the city, and I sort of throw fireballs down onto the populace. But there has to be a sort of a screening process, right? And this is the screening process. What world do we live in, right? Where doctors, if you want to be a doctor, you got to go to medical school for 7 years. And, and that's fair enough. Fair enough. I don't think people should be like, oh no, but what if someone can't go to medical school for 7 years? They shouldn't be a doctor. Yeah. I mean, it's not a perfect system, but I'd rather have someone who's been to medical school for 7 years than someone who hasn't been to medical school cutting open my skull. I'd probably rather have that. Same thing applies to politicians. Not necessarily you got to go to university or whatever. I don't know. But you can't just be some guy off the street. Could be anyone. Could be anyone. There's got to be a screening process. These are the rules. I've written a whole bunch of them. This is a screening process, right? You have to there's a team that will screen you, that will maybe ask questions. They will look into your background. They will look into your online behaviors. And this is what they do. The first thing is, and yeah, they will go into your online thing. They will go into your social media history will be screened if you ever want to run for politics. And anyone these are basically all things you will be immediately disqualified for ever holding office for, right? Anyone who has ever commented on any YouTube, Facebook, anything with just a single emoji. Anyone who's just got had a laughing emoji on a funny video, you're not running stuff. You're not into this. Or conversely, anyone who's just on any kind of article or news thing or any post, just commented who cares or so, you can't be in charge. Anyone who's ever eaten at the restaurant chain called Groove Train. And I guess that could apply to a lot of restaurant chains. When you go to a chain restaurant at there's shopping centers, and they have these chain restaurants, and they're more expensive and worse than just like a local cafe or something. They're more expensive. That's the thing, because that's the thing that I can't understand. They're just really expensive and worse. If you've ever heard a loud car or a loud motorbike, and you've thought, fuck yeah, that's cool. You can't be in charge of stuff and also go and then be like, yeah. You can't. You can't be in charge of stuff if you're on Facebook. That's disqualifying. If you've ever laughed at or posted a Minions meme, that's disqualifying, except for me because I love Minions memes. But I'm the dictator. These rules don't apply to me. If you've ever ordered a salad from McDonald's, what are you doing? What's the point? Who are you? Where are you coming from? Conversely as well, if you've ever returned an item at McDonald's or Hungry Jack's that didn't, if it had a Band-Aid in it, okay. But if you've gone, this isn't very good. Yeah, it fucking sucks, man. It sucks. What did you think was going to happen? That you weren't going to get something that fucking sucks? Grow up. If you've ever sat in a shopping center and in one of those shopping center massage chairs and and actually put in the money and gotten a massage in the massage chair in the shopping center, that's psychotic. You can't be in charge of stuff if you've done that. If you've sat in a shopping and you're looking at people, you're just sitting there with these metal balls rubbing all over your body as you're just sitting there in the shopping center as people are walking out of Supre and you're just looking at them going, yeah, hey, I'm just getting a massage. People should investigate you for you've done crimes. There's no way you haven't done fucked crimes.
Oh, come on. Come on.
If you've ever, and this is just a weird sort of random one, if you've ever been at a free poker night, an APL free poker night on a Tuesday at the Red Brick Hotel in Brisbane and asked for a coffee from the pub, and then when they asked how many sugars do you want in it, you said 14, and they thought you were joking and you weren't, and you actually got 14 sugars in your coffee. If that had happened to someone, if someone did that, they should be definitely barred from office, but they shouldn't be able to vote at all. You can't vote. And, if you ever bought a DVD from Coles, can't buy a DVD from Coles and be in charge of things. If you own any kind of bumper sticker, you can't be in charge of things. If you've ever drunk lime milk, and enjoyed it, I should say. Everyone will drink lime milk if someone says, I fucking dare you to drink lime milk. You gotta do it there, dude. Someone dares ya, you gotta do it there. That's the bloke's code. That's the bloke's code. But if you've drunk lime milk just because you're oh no, I like the taste of lime milk, fucking go. Fuck off. If you own a BMW, that feels like a low-hanging fruit, but if you own a BMW, what are you doing? Who are you? Who are you? If you're German, I think that's all right. I think if you're over in Germany, if you're over in Europe and you own a BMW, it's oh yeah, it's a European car or whatever. If you're here and you own a BMW, you get fucked. If you ever shop at Myer, what is Myer? Why is Myer? Why is Myer? Why? Why does it exist? How does it exist? How does Harvey Norman exist? These are shops that are just their whole business model is worse and more expensive. That's like Groove Train. There's so many businesses that make money that everything about, there's nothing about them that is good. They're like, oh, do you want something that is worse than other shops and it costs twice as much? Come to Myer. What is wrong with everyone? Obviously, real estate agents need to be disbarred, but you can't run for office. Right, this is a hard one to find out, but we'll figure it out. Or maybe I'll put body cams on the whole population so everyone's filmed at all times. But you can't run for office if you've ever looked at a photo of a real estate agent, because they love to put photos of themselves up on public property. And if you've ever looked at a photo of a real estate agent and not made fake spewing sounds, going, bleh, bleh, and then started chanting scum, 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 then you can't run for office because you're not, And then the last one, this is just kind of a wild card, but no one can run for office that isn't an adult baby.
Oh, come on.
You know what I mean? Like, it would be pretty fucking cool if everyone in Parliament was an adult baby. And I don't mean like secretly an adult baby. I mean an adult baby in Parliament, and they had to wear nappies and someone would change them. And it would be sexual.
Oh, come on.
It would be sexual, and they would be getting changed, and they go, I've got a dirty nappy in Parliament. And then they go like, can we pass this legislation? And they're like, oh, but you got to change my nappy.
Oh, come on.
That would be cool. Death squads for people who make this noise. Ugh. Ugh. You got to get shot. Next rule, end all diplomatic relations with Israel. There's not a gag there. It's just an apartheid state that's committing genocide.
Israel is committing genocide.
I'd force, this is another rule I'd make, we're getting to the end of it here. I'd force people from different parts of Australia to have fully different accents. Like totally different. Because it's fun when you go to somewhere, like this only fun thing about going to England is like you're sort of wading through the slop and the piss and the grease. But people sound totally different when you walk like 20 meters. You go to one place and they're like, oh, hello, how are you? What are you doing here? And then you go to another place and oh, governor, I'm going to get chips. I'm going to get a fucking bag of chicken and fucking shove it up my asshole. And then you go to another place and they're like, oh, hello, governor, I'm going to get a bag of chicken and shove it up my asshole. And then you go up north and they're like, hello, we're northerners. We're going to shove a chicken up our assholes. You know what I'm talking about? We need that in Australia. Like, it'd be fun to go to Queensland and everyone's like, how are you going? Oh, I'm a queen. That's just it. What's a new, I want to invent a new accent. That's the different thing. This is now a bucket list. This is my resolution for 2025. I want to invent a brand new accent that's never been invented, because you can't. How do you do it? Like, everyone said, like, hello, I am doing this new accent. And then you start going, fuck, was that a bit racist? Like, you could, like, nothing you can do. It's like either just an accent that already exists, or then you go, fuck, that started to veer into racist. I just want a new accent, like a brand new one that no one's got, and you can't do it. Owning land or houses is illegal. Obviously, we're going to ban all land and houses, and you might say, well, then where are people living? You know, what are they doing? Everyone gets a swag. Everyone gets a swag from the government. Once a jolly swagman. You know, we can't buy Billabong. That's what we do in Australia. We're swagmen and we can't buy Billabongs. Everyone has a swag. They can't buy Billabongs. Where everyone's cooking marshmallows. They're swapping stories. They're eating soup pigs. You know, that'll be a homely, beautiful lifestyle. Mandatory. Okay, so I don't know if you've seen the news. This is a brand new story. A guy in the Gold Coast called Howard Wright. He attempted murder of a kid. This is true. This is actually true. He's a millionaire. He's a millionaire who lives on the Gold Coast, and he ran a kid down intentionally with his car. Like, he literally, and there's video footage of him intentionally running over a kid, like intentionally running down a kid because he thinks the kid rang his doorbell and ran off. Now, even if the kid did ring his doorbell and run off, which is fucking cool, by the way, that's a cool dude thing to do. he then intentionally ran down a kid with his car. The police know about it. This is fucking true. This guy, Howard Wright, he owns a restaurant called Bridges and another one called, what's it called? What's it fucking called? The Lounge in Paradise Point. He intentionally ran down a kid, and it's on video, and you can just see it and see him clearly speed up and veer towards the kid and run him down. And he got a fine for $700. You are above the law if you're a millionaire. You are above the law if you're a millionaire. I would make it a law that this guy, Howard Wright, who is an attempted murderer, should have to share a jail cell with Luigi.
Israel is committing genocide.
Luigi, our little big friend Luigi Mangione, the cool guy. He's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. Fucking guy. Last law, and then I'll stop being dictator and you can have power back. If your restaurant says street food, but it's inside an actual building and the food costs more than $5, you get shot. You can't have if it's street food, it's on the street and it's cheap. If it's expensive and it's in a building, it's not street food. It's just an expensive restaurant food. Fuck you. Fucking shit ass.
Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, come on.
Please make me a dictator, Daddy. Thanks, everybody, for listening to my show. Sign up to my Patreon. My name's Greg. I love you.
The Greg Larson Show. The big unit is ready to go. The Greg Larson Show. Muck around on the Mazapan. A fresh custard in his hand. The greatest podcast in all the land. Greg Larson Show.